they don't know that your experience is 0. So there are like different ways to get around the inexperienced thing. Hey y'all, hey, it's Khameleonkay, and on this channel we talk about single motherhood, entrepreneurship, and owning your life, time, and finances, or owning it all in every sense of the word. And today we are talking about how you get your first real estate client. So I remember being there 6 years ago, and it's scary because you're dealing with most people's biggest purchase they'll ever make in their life. They're depending on you to know the contracts, they're depending on you to know the process, they're depending on you to know everything that they don't. In a lot of cases, they don't know much of anything about real estate unless they have already bought or sold a house and they remember from maybe that one purchase or something like that. So I know it can be scary, and I'm gonna give you a few tips in order to feel a little bit more comfortable and so that you can go ahead out there and start getting the bag. So my first piece of advice is to make yourself stand out in what you can offer, what you can do, or what you can be. So for example, let's say there's a neighborhood or a city that you really want to sell in, or you really want to dominate in, right? And say it's an event, for example, that everybody attends or everybody wants to attend every year, but it's maybe limited spots or something like that, and once tickets run out, that's it. And so say for example, you can get four of those tickets for your clients that you can use to your advantage to advertise in that specific city or that specific neighborhood. But this can actually work for anything that your ideal client would desire. So get a little bit creative when you're thinking about the things that you may be able to offer. And it's not even always just a physical thing that you can give them. Sometimes it's a service that you can offer. And I'll get a little bit more into that next. Which brings me to my next point, and that is to be unique in your marketing, or come up with a unique marketing tactic that brings you a flood of leads. So this can look like you offering something to your clients with your services that your clients would either need during the transaction or after the transaction. It could be something they would have to pay for that you're offering with your services. And even in some cases, something that they can need before your services to kind of reel the clients in. So some examples of this, if it was something that they would need before working with you, maybe they need to get their credit together. So maybe you pay for free credit repair for them. Or say if it's something that they would need during your services, maybe you offer a free inspection. And you're not necessarily offering a free inspection, you're paying for the inspection on your client's behalf. That's something that people would go for. Or even after they close on a house, maybe you pay for a home warranty for them, or something along those lines. So again, it's not always something physical. Sometimes it can be a service that they're already gonna need during the transaction, and you find a creative way of marketing that so that you can bring more clients in. And I do want to say, be careful with the wording. Make sure that you get with your broker on how you can word it, or the best way to word it in your state, because different states have different laws or different things ethically that you have to look out for when you're advertising in this way. So check with your broker. Be willing to do what other agents won't, and you actually have an advantage by being new. So let me explain what I mean. When I was new, or even when a lot of agents are new and they don't have their first client yet, they're willing to do a whole lot more work and a whole lot more groundwork to get that first client, to get the ball rolling. You kicked out a lot of money to get licensed, so now it's time to get money coming in, right? So seasoned agents, or some, I'm not gonna say all, but some seasoned agents, it's just some things they aren't gonna do. So if I'm being real with you, it's just some things that they either don't have to do now, they don't have the time to do anymore, or they would rather have a new agent do for them, such as an open house or door hangers or whatever, right? So things like that they may no longer desire to do in their business, or certain things they just aren't going to do anymore. Like, they're past like the hustling stage in real estate, so they now don't mind someone else doing those things for them, or if you're trying to get business, then it's a way for you to get clients when you haven't gotten your first listing yet or your first client yet. And sometimes you can even get this across to a new potential client in a way where, yeah, you may be new, but I'm willing to do this, that, and the other. I'm willing to like do a whole lot more for you because I had the time to do it, versus a seasoned agent may not have the time to do just how much work you're willing to put in. So use that to your advantage. If you have time to do every single marketing thing around their home because you don't have any other listings, do it. Let the client know that that's how hard you're working for them. They may choose you just off of that alone. You never know. So just use your newness to your advantage as well. Put your best foot forward in your presentation and find ways to wow your clients. This is really how I got most of my clients. And when I say wow them, I look around and I find the things that other agents aren't doing or other agents don't know how to do, especially like the older agents, and you're at an advantage because you're younger. It's just certain things they don't understand, they don't get, they don't know how to do. And so you can use that lack of knowledge or that lack of understanding in some part of marketing to your advantage and take off with that. You can incorporate or integrate those things into something that you can do for your clients and let them know up front, I'm willing to do this, this, and this. Tell me another agent that's willing to do that. Tell me another agent that's offering you this. A lot of times they can't if you come up with the right stuff. Like, trust me, it's ways. Get creative and think about it. Now, I know some offices will just throw you to the wolves. And when I say just throw you to the wolves, I mean you're a new agent, you don't know anything, you don't understand the contracts, you're all over the place, you're a mess, whatever, right? And they're telling you to just get out there and do business. And you're out there doing messy business, right? And that's, for me, that was like a no-go. Like, for me, I didn't join an office that did me like that, but I also did my research first before choosing an office, and I know there are some that will do that. And if you're out there just doing your thing, don't know what you're doing, you can also look that way to your clients when you're doing contracts, or you know, when you're explaining things, or you're trying to because you don't know what to say or what to do in certain situations. So my biggest advice for this is to get a single person, get a mentor, get someone that you can ask questions when you don't know what to do, when in those tight situations, or those where when you need a quick answer to something and you're on crunch time and you're in the middle of a deal and you don't know how to handle something. Get somebody that you can ask a question to real quick that understands your specific state laws and how business works in your specific city. You can also get a mentor in real estate that can tell you like general things that you don't necessarily learn in real estate. In real estate school, it's a whole lot of things you don't learn, and I'll probably do another video on that because it's a whole lot that they don't tell you. You learn it from experience, or you learn it once you're in the game. You don't learn it in real estate school. They teach you enough to pass the test. It's a whole lot more that you're gonna learn after you get out of school. But you do want to have at least that one person you can ask questions to. They may not help you with everything, but you do want to have somebody you can call. Now, you may get some of those intimidating comments or questions even regarding inexperience, or asking you how long. I remember this question: how long have you been in the business? Have you sold a X million dollar house? Have you done this? Because they want to know who they're dealing with. They want to know if they even would potentially think about hiring you to sell their house or to help them find a house. And one thing that I did learn is get some, okay, it's two ways you can handle this. You can get somebody that you pretty much work closely with that's willing, like a seasoned agent. You can ask them like, listen, can you basically be on my team? Not necessarily a real team, but meaning like, can you be on my team until I'm comfortable enough in this game by myself? I'm comfortable enough to handle this by myself. Because even with them, sometimes you can have somebody come with you along, or maybe your first or second or third or whatever listing appointment to kind of back you up, help you out. In some cases, that'll even make a client feel more comfortable because they aren't just dealing with somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, or somebody completely new and they're nervous about it, but then they can physically see that you have somebody that has your back. You have somebody with experience that has your back. One of the other things that I learned is you can say, okay, say this person has 20 years of experience and you have none. You can say combined, we have 20 years of experience, blah, 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 blah. They don't know that your experience is 0. So there are like different ways to get around the inexperienced thing. Another thing is you can use your office's experience. So you can say, we were #1 in this state for the last 3 years, or we sold the most amount of units in the last 3 years. You may not even have been one of those agents that did it or sold any house. However, use those things to help you out to at least get the experience, get your foot in the door. Once you're in the door, that takes me to my next point. You need to get good with objection handlers. If you don't know what an objection handler is, it's basically, you know what an objection is? It's basically a roadblock or a obstacle that somebody throws out there, like that would potentially keep them from hiring you, right? But an objection handler, and when I say get good at objection handlers, so you can come back like this. So no matter what they throw your way, you know how to handle it. It don't matter what they say to you. It doesn't matter how they say it. And it doesn't matter how long you've been in business. If you know how to handle objections, trust me, you're good. The next thing is, I know that it can be a little intimidating to think about the questions that potential clients might throw your way when you don't know, you feel like you don't know anything yet. And one thing that you know for sure is more than them. Okay, so you've been through real estate school. If you've bought a house, hey, that's a bonus. You've already been through that, right? But the thing is that my point is that you know more than them regarding real estate. I will also give you the advice to attend as many trainings as you possibly can. So whether that's contract trainings, whether that's objection handlers, role playing, scripts, whatever your office offers, attend it. Go. Learn the game. Learn how to market yourself. Learn the contracts. Learn everything so that you get good enough where it's secondhand. It's second nature. Learn the technology. All those things that come with real estate. All right, y'all. Love y'all. That's it for now.